This week on A Tale of Two Geeks, we're going to be talking about Tiger King because, oh my fucking god. But before we get to that, Harry, our sponsor.
Our sponsor, as always, is CodeAuthors.com. For all your web design, e-commerce, and app development needs, head over to Code Authors and enter in the promo code, the number 2, followed by the word Geeks, and you'll get 15% off any service you may need. So head over to CodeAuthors.com today. Brandon.
Also a great way, to support us. If you like what we do, go to Patreon. We're over there. But anyway, so Tiger King. If you don't know what Tiger King is, it's probably because you live under a fucking rock. How do you not know? So apparently, there's this dude named Joe Exotic. He may or may not have tried to get another woman killed because
Carol Baskin.
She's an animal rights activist now, but she used to not be, in the sense that she used to breed exotic animals herself.
Yes.
And now is against that. And in the show, she also may or may not have fed her first husband to her tigers.
She does kind of hint at possibly she did it because at one point she said if you really wanted to, because she thought, so Joe Exotic got grabbed by one of his cats as being dragged across, and he thought somebody had put something on his shoe to entice the cats to get them to eat him. And Carol goes on screen to go, no, if you really wanted the cat to eat you, you'd rub it down in sardine oil.
As though she, she'd given this some thought, right? And then she was talking about how if you just put cologne on them, like he said that someone did, you would...
It would just run them off.
It would just make them want to, cuddle up to your shoe, not, actually try to eat your shoe. She has given this entirely too much thought. I have never thought about, how to get someone eaten by a tiger before. It's not something that's ever crossed my mind.
Alright, so let's go back, though. So this it's on Netflix, and it's a docuseries. And from the moment go, you're constantly going, what the hell am I watching? Because Joe Exotic, as he has described himself, is a Tiger King, gay, redneck, mullet-wearing, slingshot-carrying person. Dude is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. But he's got this place out in Oklahoma, where he had
this place out in Oklahoma.
Yes. Until Jeff Lowe came along and stole it out from underneath him. Oh yeah, all this, spoilers.
Yeah, and also, so you know how in a lot of things there's someone to root for? There's no one to root for. Yeah. They're all fucking horrible. All of the main people are horrible people. None of them are, good people.
Yeah, you don't even really feel all that bad for the one-armed lesbian.
You really don't, because she's fucking, she is drinking the Joe Kool-Aid. It doesn't matter how many bad things he does, she's basically Joe's a good guy.
Yeah, he's just trying to do what's best for the cats. And
Except
what Joe
that
is
he
doing,
kills the cats.
Yeah,
and breeds the cats.
So he can, have the public come in and you can cuddle a baby tiger.
Because once a baby tiger gets to be not so baby, there's a good chance that it might try to eat you, not as cuddly, for the masses anymore. So then he has to either shoot them or sell them.
Well, no, he normally doesn't shoot them. You're thinking of Doc Antle.
Doc Antle, no, because remember on his property they found skeletal remains of tigers.
Well, I think you are going to find skeletal remains of tigers.
Well, he said that he...
Also, we're right here.
Sorry. He said that, it was they were all euthanized. But I don't buy that. There can't be that many... A reputable person isn't going to buy a tiger like that. So he has to be selling them to disreputable people. There can't be that many disreputable people out there. They're sure, I'll take a full-grown tiger that's likely to eat me in my sleep.
No, they're not going to take the full-grown tiger. They're going to come in and get the cub. And then,
But they're not cubs when he sells them.
No, he sells cubs.
But when they're cubs, he can still make money off of them.
Yeah, but that's just like he has.
I'm saying once they get full grown, that's when he kills them. Okay. There ain't that many people buying full grown tigers.
But he does sell them for anywhere between $3,000 and $4,000, which that $1,200 we're getting. No, I need more. Baby tigers cost money.
We're not buying a baby tiger. See, if I had gone to any of these zoos, and let me just go ahead and say it's not a fucking zoo. Like a zoo is like the Bronx Zoo, or like even the Nashville Zoo, the St. Louis Zoo. Places that are actually taking animals that cannot be released into the wild and, giving them a place and like educating, mankind on these animals as they come through the zoo. So it's a little bit of entertainment, but also mostly education to support these animals and help them, conservation-wise. These people, the Doc Antles and the Jeff Lowe's, and even the Carol Baskins of the world, and especially the Joe Exotics, are not zoos. They're places.
They are roadside attractions.
They're roadside attractions of crazy people who have decided that they should own all of the animals, from wolves and tigers and lions and bears, oh my. Like all of the things. And then...
Don't forget about the crocodilians.
Crocodilians.
Okay, so this is how nuts this show is, because we can't keep track, so we have to keep bouncing back and forth, because
it's all tied together.
After every episode, you're like, it can't get worse than this, and they're like, here, hold my beer, and I'm like, wait, what? And then something comes along, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So they had this guy, Rick Parman. Not the guy from Rick's Comic City.
Not Rick Parman. That wasn't his name.
Yeah.
Who are you talking about?
The producer. The guy with the hat. The guy
I don't think it was his name.
I think it's Rick Parman. Parham.
No.
Yeah, his name was Rick.
Yeah, I don't think his last name was Parman.
I'm going to look it up. Anyways. He came in with an idea to turn this into... Well, he saw the opportunity for a reality show. And he was like, this is gold. This is just pure dumpster fire gold, and I want it. And so he came in. Hang on, give me just a second. I want to look this up.
He comes in and he's like, "Sure, I'll shoot your piss ass
because Joe's got
little internet TV show."
Yeah, he's got a little TV show that he does on the internet.
But
anything to do with the social media, he's tapped into it.
And then okay, so I'm gonna do that. Sure, I'll do that. But also, you let me shoot a reality TV show around that.
Rick Kirkham.
Yeah.
Kirkham. Yeah, his name was Rick. Anyways, so Rick comes in, he's like, so this is dumpster fire gold, I want it. But if you want me to do this reality show for you, in exchange for doing your internet TV show, the internet TV show is basically mine.
And I also, I own all the things. I own
the footage.
I own all the footage.
Everything that's tied to the filming on this property belongs to me. And at first, Joe doesn't really get this because I don't think it was explained to him too well.
Also, he has the IQ of a goddamn, fucking rat or some shit. Well, no, rats are smart.
Regardless, he probably saw, he heard reality TV, I'm going to be famous, and then just zoned out after that because his gay little brain was like, yeah! And so he started...
He makes gay people look bad.
Oh my god. He is like atom bomb flaming.
But he makes gay people look bad because also, during all of this dumpster fireness, he basically tricks and or coerces two very straight men into marrying him. And both of the men were like, we're straight, but he fed their drug habit.
Meth.
And
weed.
He fed their drug habits and gave them money and basically set it up to where they would be completely dependent on him, and if they wanted anything, drugs, drink, a place to stay, then they had to fuck him and be his boyfriend, his husband. And I say this because I don't think any of those marriages were legal.
Well,
One of them was a dual marriage.
in the state of Oklahoma,
So,
who knows?
no, it's not legal in any state.
Utah?
No, polygamy is not legal in Utah.
Oh, you'd think it would be. Anyways, so Rick comes in and says, yeah, I'm going to make this TV show. I'm going to take over your internet show, and I'm going to make you famous. Mm-hmm. And so, Joe just kind of squishes it in, out my hair. And, well, the guy's got a killer mullet. I'll give him that. That mullet is
And the confidence of a much more attractive man.
Oh, yeah. But they're having problems with Carol Baskin because he cannot leave this woman alone. He has got such a deep-seated hatred for her that every time he gets a chance, he takes a stab at her.
Like a blow-up doll that he pushes a dildo into.
And eventually, shoots on fucking camera.
Eventually shoots. He,
stole their logo to slightly change it so that he can get the top search in Google, and at which point they sued him for copyright infringement. Mm-hmm. So they were going to take everything. And Carol's a cunt because she was like, I
also
want
crazy.
Everything.
Let's just go ahead and also she's crazy.
She wanted Joe's fucking mother's house,
She wanted his bed.
which he blew up with 10 a night.
There's literally a list of things that they showed that she was asking for, and I swear, I could have gotten this slightly wrong, but I swear that it said 4 highball glasses. That's
Well,
not a
these
highball
not
glass.
highball, but basically,
But
yeah, she wanted
4
these.
fucking, basic, drink glasses. For alcohol, a highball glass. And it's what the fuck? You are a multi-millionaire, bitch, because you married a very, very rich man, and then he disappeared under very suspicious circumstances.
He's either in the belly of a lion or tiger. Well, not anymore, and hasn't been for a while, or he's in the fucking septic tank.
Or, if you listen to her, he's in Costa Rica. She's trying to convince people he's in Costa Rica.
That motherfucker's in the swamp somewhere down in Florida.
I mean, I don't think he's in... Yeah, I certainly don't think he's in Costa Rica, because if he was in Costa Rica, I don't think he would have let her take all his money.
Oh boy, did.
Because she, as soon as he disappeared, she, kind of snuck into his office and his assistant's office, and then, all of a sudden, there were these wheels that left her everything. And his assistant was like, those were not the wheels we had before. He was writing her out of the wheel.
But, so we've set up Joe Exotic and Carol Baskin and their hatred, and at several times, Rick basically said, roll the camera, roll the camera, roll the camera. Because Joe actually went down to Florida in a protest, and he was just in a giant bunny suit. Because there was a photo released of Carol's volunteers holding rabbits, and they were dead. And they had big old smiles on their face. And come to find out, the reason why that was is because the cats...
According to her.
The cats finally got, a full meal. Because things are tough. Which, if things are tough...
For a multimillionaire. They're tough for a multimillionaire.
Shut your shit down. Anyways, so he takes that picture and uses it against her and goes down, and takes all these pictures, and he's protesting, and just he's just pouring gas in the fire. At any point, he could have stopped, but his ego is so much bigger than hers, but her pockets are so much deeper than his. And neither one of them will let each other win.
He may have stuffed her mailbox with snakes.
No, he did.
No, he didn't admit that. But he did go on camera and tell her happy birthday and tried to, give this snake that he was going to give to her, and then all of a sudden there were a bunch of snakes in her mailbox, and, you know how that happened? He ran for president.
He also ran for governor.
Yeah.
He got 16% of the fucking vote in Oklahoma.
19.
Sorry. 19% of the vote in fucking Oklahoma. And then, okay. Now, this whole time, he's got, his husbands. One's name's Travis, and the other one's John? Mm-hmm. John's the one that survived. I'll get to that here in a second.
Oh, yeah. The other dude died.
Spoiler alert!
You said that he's the one who survived, so they knew that he died. You just haven't said how yet.
So, that's where we're getting. Travis always carried a Ruger around. And now, a Ruger is a semi-automatic pistol used back, well, it's still a brand today. But he thought that a Ruger would not fire without the clip in it. He was wrong.
Or he did that on purpose.
No, the dude said that there was no clip in it.
Yes, but he may have known that it still would have shot and done that on purpose. Because he had previously, on many occasions, talked about suicide and how he just wanted to smoke a little bit more before he died. Or he wanted to just do this one thing before he died. He wanted to get on his four-wheeler before he died. He wanted to, do whatever before he died.
But he straight up put a fucking bullet in his head in front of another dude on camera.
Yeah,
well, he was behind the camera when it happened, but you see the flash and you see the dude just kind of, oh fuck.
And then you see the dude going, you can't, there's no audio for it, but he's like, Travis,
this ain't funny, bro.
Travis, and so whether
that's the
or
only
not
dude I kind of feel bad for.
I feel bad for him, and I also kind of feel bad for his other husband. They were both, to some degree, manipulated with drugs into doing this.
Oh, yeah, because old boy's got the teeth of fucking...
He's got meth teeth.
There is a meme, because his teeth, he's got one way over here, he's got one here, and then he's got one way over here. And there's a meme that says, social distancing, not social distancing. It's fucking fantastic. But, he had a tattoo just above his dick. It said, privately owned by Joe Exotic. And he got a tattoo to partially cover it up. It was, a bull's head. But it still had, letters on the outside that, it didn't really cover it up. I think he might be going back later to get some background put in that.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Do that, dude.
Alright. Now we've laid out... Well, and see, the thing is the main characters overshadow the helpers, the workers, the ones that are actually trying to keep the zoo going and, keeping all the animals fed. Because they're, feeding these animals. They're not really getting on camera and doing shit.
But none of them have,
None of them are fucking professionally trained. They're all,
they're not
out of jail.
They're not as bad, right? So they're just people who are trying to find a job who probably can't find a job elsewhere because they're, just out of prison. Just out of jail. So I'm not, that angry, with them for their part in all of this. But...
Oh, I gotta sneeze.
They weren't necessarily good people.
Excuse me.
He's gonna die. He has the virus! Okay.
Pardon me. Oh, and folks, that's how you properly sneeze into your arm, not with your hands.
Also, how you properly cough, not into your hand.
Take care of remind me to wash my hands after we're done.
Totally leaving all of this in.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Okay, right. But yeah, so they're what was I saying? I was saying something. What was I saying?
The helpers.
Yeah, so they're not as bad because a lot of them just couldn't find jobs elsewhere. But
they're genuinely
some of them stuck by Joe, and I think that that's very fucking questionable, and none of them should have, ethically speaking, and I understand their struggle being just out of jail or just out of prison, but ethically speaking, none of them should have taken these jobs, because none of them are professionals in this area.
None of them have a degree in biology, zoology, nothing that pertains to the care of exotic fucking animals.
So they had bears. And I used to talk to a guy that was studying bears, and you had to have a very high degree to do what he did. And one of the things that he wanted to do was basically work at a zoo or work for a sanctuary or some kind of conservation society for bears, because he thought bears were fascinating. So, you can't just walk into a zoo with no experience and get a paying job. Like, maybe you can be a volunteer, maybe you can work in the gift shop.
Maybe you can take care of Yogi Bear and Boo Boo.
But you can't, like, walk into a zoo and become, like, the bear caretaker. Because you have to be trained in that, and you have to, like, know a lot about bears.
So would that make him a Care Bear?
Boom. So...
Here all week, folks. Don't forget to tip your waitress. Try to deal.
It's fucking crazy. Like, I don't even know. Like, there's so much craziness.
Let me get back to
in there.
Let's go back to the crocodilians, because this is how fucked up I believe, and everybody else thinks that Joe Exotic is. So they were having issues. They were having issues at the zoo, monetary and things like that. So I think, and everything's being filmed.
Hold on.
There is cameras on everybody.
So
24 fucking.
He's going through two problems at the same time. One is Carol Baskin. He owes her a shit ton of money because of this lawsuit.
$1 million.
And she is trying to take all the things.
She wants it in assets.
The other problem is his producer, the filmmaker, who's making his reality TV show, because they got into it, and Joe was like, you know, you're fired, and he was like, well, yeah, but I own all your footage. Like, you can kick me off your property, but I own all this footage. And Joe was like, no, you don't. And then he pulled out the, contract, and he was like, read what you signed, dumbass. He's not what he said, but basically, read what you signed, dumbass. Like, you agreed to give me all of the film. Like, I own all of the rights to this.
And then Joe went to his lawyer, had a camera, and Joe was like, so I have this guy trying to make the show on my property, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. What are my rights? And, well, he's like, this is what's going on. You hear the lawyer go, you own the footage, right? And Joe's like, what are you talking about? What do you mean? He's like, you own the footage. You own the rights. You own everything, right? No.
And then the lawyer's like, well, where was all of this, like, where is all of the film? Like, where was all of this filmed? And he was like, in my studio.
Yeah, and, basically you hear the lawyer go, I'm not saying it should be destroyed, because that'd be awful if it was.
Yeah, so I don't remember exactly how the lawyer says it, but he heavily insinuates that the only way he is going to get out of this is to get rid of all of the footage. So,
Joe has to go to a funeral in Chicago, all of a sudden. There could have been a funeral, there could not have been a funeral. Regardless, while he's gone, the studio fucking burns. It melts. And there's fucking crocodilians in there. There's alligators and all that shit in there. And it ends up fucking killing him.
So, yeah,
it's fucked up, Joe Exotic.
So, and then he goes on TV talking about, like, some terrorist or whatever, like, and here's all
Carol Baskin set fire to my studio.
Here's all of this money that I'm going to offer for anyone who helps me find who fucking killed the crocodiles. But it's so obvious that he did this because this solved, like, two of his problems kind of at once. Now, like, a lot of the things that he owns is gone. So that's something that Carol can't take. And the footage is gone, so dude can't use that against him.
Because, everything was
dude can't use
filmed.
it and just, like, take him out of the, the profits of it, which he could have done.
But that's also, like, a lot of felonies being committed on their property.
Yes.
A lot.
Like, he admits on film that on some of the film that the producer had was John Finley, one of his husbands, and other people doing things like veterinary stuff.
Without a veterinarian.
Like, you see, like, there's one piece of film that I guess somehow was backed up, because you see it. John, like, stitching together, like, I think it was a tiger?
There's something wrong with the tiger, and somebody was in there doing something with it that they probably shouldn't have been doing.
They looked like they were giving him stitches, and I'm like,
You're not a vet, bro. Fuck out of there. So
it's so obvious that he fucking blew up his own goddamn... And I wouldn't even care about that, right? Because that's a money crime. Like, you cost a bunch of people some money, but I don't really care so much about that. In the process, murdered and, like, basically boiled alive all of these, like, crocodiles or alligators or whatever it was that he had specifically in there. It was called the alligator house.
it was the alligator sanctuary, and there was like 7 of them in there, and they were John's, his one husband's. Those were his babies. Those are the ones that he cared for, and he's like, all my crocodilians are gone. They're dead, murdered. And after doing his whole, I'll give $10,000 reward to anybody who can find me this man, and they have like security footage. After about like a couple days of that, Joe Exotic's like, no, it was Rick. It was the producer. And Rick at that time went, I'm out. Grabbed his dog, grabbed his shit, and fucking left. Because somebody else was like, yeah, that'll be a good idea. We know you didn't do it, but this motherfucker's crazy, and he will probably kill you.
And like some people said that he couldn't have possibly hired someone to try to kill Carol Baskin because he's not that kind of person. But you see like so much film of him pointing guns at people.
Oh yeah. Like, he at one point had his revolver pulled out and there was a guy shooting, film and whatnot, and he goes, he points it at the guy. And of course I see, because I'm looking at it, I was like, because you don't fucking point guns at people. I don't care who the fuck you are, unless you're wanting to kill them. I see his fingers on the trigger guard. Not on the trigger, but on the trigger guard. But he's like, he does it, and he says whatever he is that he says. But he's like, wait a minute, keep rolling. And he goes up to the guy, and I see him move the finger to the trigger, and he shoots up into the air, like right by the camera. He's like, that's the kind of show we're filming. And I'm like, did you not take a hunter safety course when you were younger? You don't do that. What the fuck is wrong with you? What?
Fuck-tarded, man.
Let's get even deeper. So, Joe's neck fucking deep in shit. He needs to get out. He won't stop this battle with Carol Baskin. So in walks his fucking knight in shining armor, Jeff Lowe. So Jeff Lowe.
What is he kin to like Rob Lowe?
If he is, no, because Rob Lowe's his stage name.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
All the actors really have stage names. They don't ever use their real name, or they change it.
Anyway, Jeff Lowe.
Anyways, Jeff Lowe looks like your dad is trying to be cool, but is a decade behind.
Yes, that is accurate.
Because he's got like his flat billed hat and his bandana, and he's all kinds of flashy. He's a Vegas guy. He drives Ferraris, and he's got this big mansion.
He tries to look really like rock,
and not even good rock, like good Charlotte rock.
I wasn't gonna say good Charlotte rock. I was gonna say like
mid to late 90s, just god awful rock, like this alternative mainstream bullshit that came out. Yeah, I'm a little elitist when it comes to certain music.
So Jeff Lowe comes, and he is fucking like he's a god, right? He's independently wealthy, and he has this huge mansion, and he's got this fucking Ferrari, and he's got this hot fucking wife, and all these other women.
Yeah, which she's
him.
old and like he's in his 50s, and she's like 25 tops.
But so Jeff Lowe comes in. Jeff Lowe helps him. Carol Baskin is trying to take everything. So one thing that Joe has learned is if he just takes his name off the whatever and puts somebody else's name on it, Carol Baskin can come for it. But that's not actually true. Carol Baskin then just amends the
no, Joe does that. Jeff doesn't do that. Joe does it.
Oh, sorry, man. So Joe just takes his name off of it, puts somebody else's on, and then Carol Baskin just amends the fucking suit to name that person. Right? To make sure that she's getting her fucking property. So at this point, basically everyone who works for Joe, plus his parents, have now been named in this lawsuit because Joe keeps trying to save his assets by putting them in other people's names. And come to find out, had his mom sign things that she didn't fucking know she was signing.
Oh yeah.
And ended up, like, damn near costing her house.
Yeah, her granddaughter came up and she was like, Grandma? You know that you just basically signed over your house to Joe, right? And she's like, well, he just put a piece of paper in my face and I just signed it because he said he needed the money and he was in trouble. Don't take advantage of your moms.
So apparently his mom and dad had disowned him when he came out as gay, which is totally fucked up and wrong. But I also kind of think that he used that to manipulate them later into doing things that like would help him out. Like, well, you remember that time that you kicked me out because I was gay and said I wasn't your son anymore? I wanted you to sign this paper.
Or,
so,
every other, like, they were saying, like, at least once a month. He was calling up mommy and go, hey, I need this much money. Hey, I need this much money. And she was handing it over. Like, what was his mom doing that she had the money to basically run his fucking zoo for him?
I think she was taking out loans.
I don't know, their house was kind of nice. I mean, at some point in time, I think...
I don't know what happened. But anyway, so what Jeff does is he's like, yeah, you can totally put the zoo in my name. You can totally put the zoo in my name. So then they do. And then...
Oh, what's the old boy's name? Alan, his either first name is Alan or his last name's Alan. Jeff's handyman, his maintenance guy, who knew nothing about running a fucking zoo, but Jeff's like, dude, I want you on my maintenance team because I don't trust anybody, but I trust you. Come on board. And dude was like, all right. I mean, cool. And immediately him and Joe just butted heads. And because one day Joe was trying to boss him around, and this Alan dude was like, I don't work for you. I work for Jeff. And then Joe got kind of butthurt and was like, Jeff, Alan's giving me problems, and he says he doesn't work for me. He works for you. And Jeff's like, yeah, that's right. He works for me, not you. And I think at some point in a little twinge, that's when Joe was like, oh, fuck. I fucked up. I'm about to lose my fucking zoo and everything.
And he does lose the zoo. Jeff takes the zoo. It's in his name. You signed over your rights to the zoo. You don't own the zoo anymore.
Now, they did, because this whole time, while this documentary is going on, Joe is in prison. He is in prison for conspiracy to commit murder. Well, to hire someone to commit murder.
Yeah,
and
conspiracy, it's still conspiracy to commit murder.
Right. So, yeah. He got this Alan dude drunk, stoned, whatever it was. It was like, hey, I will pay you $5,000 to go down to Florida and kill this Carol Baskin bitch. And he's like, alright. But apparently somewhere along the way, he chickened out. Well, for one, because Joe only paid him $3,000 instead of $5,000 because that's all he fucking had. And
well, dude's story kind of changes a few times. Sometimes, like, there are times when he says that he chickens out, and then there are other times when he said that he was just going to take Joe for the money, that he never had any intention of killing the girl.
yeah, because he's like, apparently I chickened out.
But I personally think that he chickened out, but that he did intend on killing Carol Baskin.
Yeah, because at one point he's like, I don't remember. He's like, I woke up in South Carolina. And then he's like, I got $3,000 in my pocket, and oh yeah, I remember that conversation.
So, do you think that Jeff Lowe was involved?
No.
Really?
Well,
because he did look up the property on Google Maps.
Oh, that's right.
Like,
yeah, no, that's right.
Like, this is where you should be when you shoot.
Well, it depends on whose story you talk to.
He admitted that.
Well, no. Jeff says him and Joe initiated looking up that bike path, and Joe saying this would be the best place to take her out. And then Joe is saying that he was never, he was in the desk behind when Jeff and that Alan dude were like, no, this is the bike trail. This is the best place to take her out. So depending on whose story you're talking to, because all honesty, Jeff's got no beef with this woman. Jeff has no real desire.
But think about it. She's already redone the lawsuit to name anyone that Joe gave property to. She could have ended up naming Jeff Lowe, and if she did, she could have taken his assets too. So he does have a motive to have her killed.
But it would have been a lot easier for him to renegotiate, because I think Carol and Joe have just this complete animosity. Just holy fuck, this is worse than the Hatfield McCoys. Because at one point, Joe had called Howard and was like, hey, I can do this, I can do this. And Howard's like, yeah, no, that's cool. I'm cool with that. And then Carol gets on the phone and shit went sideways.
Yes.
And then that's when
she
Joe...
hates him.
And that, because they were on a conference call with a lawyer, and Carol was, and the lawyer and Howard were like, no, we want your house, we want you shut down, we're taking your mom's house, blah, blah, blah. And then Jeff's like, who the fuck are you? Now, this negotiation is over. And the lawyer's like, who is this? And he's like, it doesn't fucking matter who I am. Fuck y'all, and fuck you, you fat fucking cunt. Now,
I think that Jeff Lowe was involved as well.
Well, he might have been. Okay, let me retract, because later the feds show up and they're like, so what do you know about this conspiracy to have Carol Baskin murdered? And he's like, what? He's like, yeah, so apparently Joe Exotic and this guy, Alan, was going to have him kill, or have her killed. And he's like, I know both those people. I know what you're talking about. And I'll help you put it into it. Because he snitched in a heartbeat. This motherfucker never been to Chicago. Because in Chicago, you know what happens to the fucking snitches? You get stitches and end up in fucking ditches.
He also gets,
but also report
he also
any crimes.
talks the dude who worked for him into snitching. Like,
oh, yeah,
I got me a deal. Like, all I have to do is give them all the information on Joe.
The best thing you do
the
is
best
show
thing
up.
for you to do is also give them everything you know about Joe and get yourself a deal. And so they both talk themselves into immunity deals for flipping on Joe.
Well, no, the Allen dude was like, can I get immunity? And the dude was like, no.
He got immunity.
Well, he ended up getting immunity, but the Jeff dude was like, dude, no. I don't know.
Yeah, but no, like, they both did get immunity deals for giving information. The Allen dude, I think, actually had to testify, but Jeff didn't.
Now,
They didn't put him on the stand. I wonder why they didn't put him on the stand. Probably because he would have had to have perjured himself.
Oh, yeah. No. That's one of the reasons why Jeff Lowe did not go on the stand, is because he would have committed perjury.
Yeah.
And then Joe Exotic made the idiotic fucking choice of actually going on the stand against the wishes of his attorney and everybody who knew him. Everybody went, do not fucking testify.
There was a reporter in this documentary, and she was like, and to the surprise of everyone, Joe testified, and I'm like, to the surprise of who? Fucking who? Like, if you've ever seen this guy or heard this guy talk, you knew he was going to take the stand.
Well, I picked up some sarcasm in her voice when she said, to the surprise of everyone.
No, I thought she was being genuine. Like, we were surprised. Like, I guess she thought that his lawyers would be able to talk him out of it. But no. Of course he was going to get up there.
Once Joe Exotic has an idea, he follows through. Yeah.
To the detriment of everyone around him, including himself.
Yeah. Good welfare be damned.
Like, there's also video of, like, Jeff and, because one of the fallings out between Jeff and Joe was Jeff found out that Joe had forged all of these checks.
Careful on tape. You're shaking the camera.
All of these checks to pay for his
$80,000 worth of court costs. He forged Jeff Lowe's name on.
Well, also, but like his political campaigns.
Oh yeah, no, sorry, that's what it was. Yeah, it was $80,000 in campaign funds.
Yeah, making the condoms with his face on it.
Yeah.
And shit.
Yeah. Joe Exotic for protection.
I think it says Joe Exotic for your protection, but yeah, it's fucking fucked up. But anyway, so
kind
he's
of makes
like,
me want to use condoms again.
No. I say no to that idea. But no, so like he's fucking forging these, like, he's forging these checks, and Jeff's like, dude, you can't do that. Like, that you've committed so many felonies. It's illegal what you're doing to take money from the zoo and put it into your political campaign is illegal. And Jeff's like, I don't know. Or Joe's like, I don't know what you tried. I didn't do none of that. And I was going to put the money back and yada, yada, yada. And he's like, yo, I'm out. I'm fucking out. Like, what the fuck? I'm out. I can't believe you've done this to me. I don't know why you can't believe that, dude. He fucks over everybody.
And in all honesty, he doesn't get out because he owns the fucking zoo. So now, it is Jeff's purpose to get Joe Exotic as far away as he can from this fucking place. Because Jeff Lowe's name is all over this bitch.
Yeah, so now he's actually, like, now that Joe's in prison, he got sentenced to, what, 22 years?
Something like that, yeah.
Now that Joe's in prison, Jeff is, like, basically packing up the zoo and moving the zoo. So that he can get out from under... Well, he said the name of it, of the place, but I can't remember what the fuck it's called.
Yeah, it's a bumfuck Egypt,
kind of place.
Oklahoma
anyway,
place.
Isn't all of Oklahoma bumfuck Egypt?
Yeah, I don't even know what the capital of Oklahoma is. Other than it might be Oklahoma City.
Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping down the plain.
That's about all that fucking happens in Oklahoma.
But yeah, so it's...
I've driven through it. It's a hateful place.
Fuck, oh my god. So yeah, he has to, like, he's trying to get Joe's name off of it, and, like, Joe completely removed from it, so now he's moving it to another place, and he says it's going to be a legitimate zoo. He wants to name it the Oklahoma Zoo. Considering Jeff Lowe is behind it, I think Oklahoma should sue him for not, and make it to where he can't call it the Oklahoma Zoo.
There's also that other guy, and I can't remember his name, but he's got that wildlife zoo.
Yes.
That good
the
old
dude
boy.
who's always walking around with the monkey.
Yeah, that good old boy redneck that just came in and was like, all right, yeah, you want to take care of these animals, and I got some animals here that I need a spot for, blah, blah, blah. And dude, comes in with his equipment, his money, and starts making changes. For the better, for the animals. Now, this dude, I give respect to this dude. Not for owning exotic animals and shit like that, but for fucking taking control, taking charge, and trying to make it a better place for the animals. But by the end of it, he gets pissed off at Jeff Lowe because he's like, I have paid for fucking everything. I have put all the labor into this, all the equipment. These animals that I have brought in are the ones that are making the money, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Fuck you, dude. I'm out and I'm taking a shit. So, Jeff Lowe is also a fucking bridge burner in himself, and this dude was like, I was trying to make, a great fucking zoo with you.
And then the only reason
But you're a dick.
The only reason that, like, the investigation even started is there was this one fucking, what was his name? The big fat dude.
The fucking chunky looking motherfucker?
Yes. Nothing against, like, larger people, but he's a horrible human being, so I don't mind.
Sizist.
Fuck you. Anyway, so, alcohol abuse. He got in trouble for owning a lemur.
True story.
So that lemur should be with the other lemurs in fucking Madagascar.
Or in a zoo.
Or in, like, a legitimate zoo if it can't be released back into the wild. But, like, this dude basically has a lemur in, like, not even a huge cage. It's like a little cage. Dude doesn't even really fucking have any, like, trees or anything to roam around in.
Yeah, it's like a parrot cage.
Yeah, it's like, fuck you, dude. And he still has the goddamn lemur. They didn't take the fucking lemur from him, which kind of pisses me off. So yeah, he got in trouble for having a lemur. And then he was like, basically, I can give you all this information on this guy. And so they let him keep the fucking lemur, and he's not in as much trouble. But yeah, like, that's how this fucking shit, dude owned a fucking lemur.
Oh yeah, real quick note. Joe's campaign manager for running for governor is a guy he found in Walmart.
Yes.
Because the dude worked at Walmart. He might have been a manager?
No, he was a manager. He was a manager at Walmart. I mean, he might have been like going to school to get
No,
a
yeah,
degree
that-
in political
he-
science or something.
He said he was working toward politics and it was his dream job to be a campaign manager. So when, Joe basically fell into his lap, he's like, yes. But
he had no practical experience.
no. I mean, you're trying to get a dude who is Joe Exotic to be governor of Oklahoma. I mean, there's some crazy motherfucker. He would have probably had a better chance in, like, somewhere else.
That's also the dude who witnessed Travis blowing his brains out.
Oh, yeah, that's the dude that was sitting there and they were, like, joking around, and Travis was like, yeah, no, it won't fire without a clip. See? Boom! R.I.P., Travis. R.I.P. This for you, homie.
Now Joe Exotic has his third husband, who claims that he's going to stick around because he loves
And
Joe.
this kid, well, he's an adult, but...
This young adult.
Oh, dude, this dude is like 22, 23,
Maybe.
barely.
And he's not like he's an attractive young man. I don't understand why the fuck he's with Joe Exotic.
Yeah, because Joe Exotic looks like a fucking dried up testicle on a bad stretch of road.
He looks like the real life edition of Joe Dirt.
He looks like, and I saw this meme and I don't fucking care. He looks like if you bought Alan Jackson from Wish. It's the wrong size. It's just, it doesn't fit.
It's not what you ordered.
It's just bad. Okay? No,
It's like my wedding shoes I bought off Wish. Like, I need this in an 8.5, and then they send me, like, basically what it amounts to a size 6. And the little cute bows on the side were, like, just hot glued on.
And also, yeah, I bought a jacket.
Now it's my jacket.
Yeah, I bought a jacket off Wish because I wear a large. Now I'll give them credit. They have different sizes because a lot of this stuff comes from overseas. And they're like, so if you're a large in this country, this is what you need to order it from this country. And so if I order it from that country, I'm like a double XL. And I'm like, I'm not that fat.
But yeah, he ordered a jacket, and now it's my jacket because it does not fit here.
Oh no, the sleeves come up to here, and I can barely fucking button it. Like it's like a fat man in a little coat.
You're a fat man in a little coat.
Shut up!
You're a fat man in a little coat. Little coat.
I don't like you anymore. Anyways, so yeah, watch this fucking show because it is insane.
It is, yeah, it's fucking...
And the whole time, you know what I'm thinking too?
And it's only 7 episodes long.
You know what I'm also thinking too?
What?
That this also makes white people look fucking nuts.
It does make white people...
Because there is no minorities in this show at all, and I'm like...
No, they're all white fuckers. They all make us look fucking retarded. Like, we are not all like that. Not all of us want to fucking... And don't get me wrong.
Well...
Here's the thing. I would love to own... I would love to own a tiger. But do you know why I don't own a tiger?
Because
it's not
they don't have
fair.
the funds?
It's not fair. Well, they also... It's not fair to the goddamn tiger. So had I ever have gone to any of these zoos, I would have immediately gone in, played with the cubs, and then called the police and been like, "Hey, I think they're like breeding cubs here."
Yeah, priorities, folks. She's like, I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna play with the little cubbies, I'm gonna pet them. Oh, they're looking at my face. Oh, you're just so cute.
That is a once in a lifetime opportunity.
Not just walk in and be like, this is fucking wrong. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves and wrong. No, you do that after playing with the cubs.
It's a once in a lifetime opportunity. But I would get it shut down.
Or so you think.
I would try.
I wonder how many people actually came in there and were like, this place is going on and blah, 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 and yada, yada, yada. That's probably why the feds got fucking involved. Also, Jeff Lowe was taking these baby tigers and putting them in Louis Vuitton fucking suitcases and taking them into Las Vegas hotels up to his room and suites so that celebrities and other people could play with baby tigers. He was putting tiger cubs in suitcases.
He did get caught doing that.
Yeah, he got banned from a couple hotels because of that. Which...
He also got in trouble, because it was against the law to bring a wild animal into a hotel like that.
But, I mean, It is a truly. I've only seen one other show that has matched the level of craziness that is this show. I can't remember it right now, but they ended up making another series, and it's called The Whites of Mako County. They made another like docu-series about it. Oh my god, these people are like, no, I'll find it, we'll watch it. It is a fucking train wreck. But I got nothing else. You know, there's a couple other like lower characters like Doc Annell. I mean, that dude's not. You know, he's got some narcissistic fucking personality disorder going on.
And
there.
he thinks that Joe's been framed in all this.
Like, this dude, he picked his name because it means Lord or something, or...
Yes, and he's a doctor of mystical sciences.
Yeah. So...
Was that a jack-off thing, or were you pointing at me?
No, doing some dick pullery.
I thought you were pointing at me like, fake degrees.
Dick pullery.
My degrees are real.
Well, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just trying to...
I know, I'm just saying. It looked like you were pointing at me saying I had a degree in mystical sciences.
I'm giving the audience a new term, or a new phrase.
Pullery.
Dick pullery.
Define dick pullery for us, Harry.
Jacking off.
Alrighty then. So, you got nothing else?
No. Just watch the show. I guarantee you, after each episode, you will be... What the fuck is going on? So, but yeah, that's all I got.
Alright, so be sure to follow us on, I totally fucked that up. I'm gonna try that again. So that's all that we have for today. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. You can also find us on YouTube, where we're hilarious. And you can find us also on like all of the podcast places. Google Play, iTunes, Stitcher, Player FM, TuneIn, SoundCloud. You can also go to our website, ataleoftwogeeks.com. All of our videos and episodes and a store, and there's all kinds of shit there. And you can also find us on Patreon, where we appreciate your patronage.
And if you like this video, make sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe. And leave in the comments if there's anything else that you would like us to talk about, if we haven't talked about it already in our podcast.
We'll watch anything. We'll listen to anything. Just point us in the right direction, and we'll give you our fucking 2 cents.
But, you know, thanks for watching and / listening, everybody. Good night.